a sinner. God needs some real folk that can tell a sinner. Let me tell you, if you sin, he will forgive you and cleanse you from all unrighteousness. God needs to know. He needs some real folk that don't mind saying, I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was once messed up from the floor, but God turned my whole life around. And now my testimony is, look at what the Lord has done for me. Go down your road and say, look at what the Lord did for me. I said, go down your road and say, look at what the Lord has done for me. It was not thy power, it was not thy might, but nobody did it but the Lord. So go ahead and let folks talk about you. Go ahead on and let them snicker under their breath. Go ahead on and let them whisper in your somebody else's ear. Go ahead on and let them call their best friend. One thing you do know is that the Lord loves you anyhow. Can I find some folks in you that believe that the Lord loves you anyhow? Go ahead and make the devil a liar and scream out, God, I know you love me anyhow. 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 Our parents is just a sinner. They're walking around trying to keep everything secret. That's why folks can't get saved in 2014. John, we won't put everything up under the carpet and sweep it and keep it there. But some things need to be revealed so that God can get the glory out of our lives. Look what happened here. He said, Lazarus is sick. He waited until Lazarus died. He didn't get in a hurry like we want him to come. Because when we begin to incubate in a situation, we want the Lord to bring us out. But he did not bring him out. He waited until he died. Sometimes the Lord got to let some stuff die. Sometimes we try to hold on to stuff that the Lord wants to die. Sometimes we try to keep some stuff that the Lord wants to die. It's gotta die. Because if it don't die, he can't prove he's resurrected. Oh, y'all, you cannot walk around that. It's gotta die. So he can prove that he can turn that thing back to life. It's gotta die. Because if it's still sick and the doctor walks in and makes it wait, you be hugging the doctor, telling him thank you. But what do you do when it's dead? And the doctor can't handle it. And the funeral home has been called and summoned to get the body. And you know there's no way that it's going to live again unless the Lord resurrects it. Do I have a witness? So go ahead on and look at your neighbor and say, something's got to die. Something's got to die. And the reason why it's got to die is in this text. It says, the reason why Lazarus has to die is because if he don't die, you won't believe. If it don't die, you won't believe. You know why you got to get broke? You have to get broke to find out that God can keep you. Even if you ain't got no money. I'm not talking to y'all, but y'all persons and ones are full of money. But I can find at least one person here that's trying to find a couple dollars to get a couple, a Big Mac or a kid's meal or something at the church. Can you go ahead and tap your neighbor and say, neighbor, sometimes God got to let it die. Sometimes God got to let it die so that you can find out that even if it's dead, you need the Lord to help you resurrect it. Can I find a witness up in this house? He wants you to believe what he's trying to do, Pat. He wants us to believe. So he sets it up. It's a setup. He sets it up the way it looks impossible. When it's possible, you handle it. But when it's impossible, you give it to God. I can't get no help in here. I said when it's possible, you handle it. But when it's is impossible, you give it to God. Watch this. When you need help with your due energy, that ain't God. You can handle that. But when you're sick and can't get well, God got to handle that. Just need to tell him, depend on the Lord. Depend on the Lord. So he says, he's dead. And Jesus said, I had to let him die because I want you to believe. And believe something means you got to trust and rely on him. Which means, who is the first person you call when trouble comes in your house? Who is the first person that you text? Do you get on Facebook first when you're going through something? Some of y'all get on Facebook. I know because you're my Facebook friend. And I can tell you when you're going good, and I can tell when you're going bad. One day you strong in the Lord. One day you talking like a nut. One day you feel like you fearless. One day we need to come and resuscitate you. One day you just flying high in the Lord. One day we think we get ready to go to a funeral. Some kind of way, some kind of how, whatever you're going through, you got to believe and rely on him and trust that no matter what it looks like, it ain't nothing but a setup. That God is going to get the glory out of this. Can you go down here and roll and say, neighbor, God, go get the glory out of this. God don't get the glory out of this. Even though it's dead, it can live again. And then we find ourselves surrounded by folk who always don't understand how God is moving. Talking about whether you're going to die, I'm going to die with you. I don't need nobody surrounding me talking about I'm going to die. I need some folks around with me who say we're going to get out of this. And I suggest to you, my brothers and sisters, if you got some folk always talking about I don't know how we're going to get out of this, you need to go head on and delete them out of your Rolodex. You need to go ahead and unfriend them and block them from Facebook. You need to go ahead and delete that number out of your cell phone. Because you don't need no Thomases around you. Because Thomas said, well, if you're going to die, we ought to just go ahead on and die with him. And I came by to tell you, how can you die when the Lord trying to work something good in your life? How can you die when God has made up in his mind that you're not going to leave here until what he said comes?